Hey, you crazy cats! 42's live streams and videos are simply not available on vinyl. You will have to go to the YouTubes for that. So if you want content about British traditions and culture, cutting edge social commentary from an unapologetically patriotic perspective, along with a side order of madness you simply will not find anywhere else, then this is the place for you. And to all those early adapters in the chat, don't forget to hit the notification bell. That's how you get the good stuff, and make sure you never miss a tasty treat. So with that being said and done, squeeze yourself in. Let's get into it. You know you want to. Let's start again. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. Please delete as applicable because the internet is worldwide and time zones are indeed a thing. Can I get a wee audio check now? Please. Now I've done it with my mic unmuted and it's actually supposed to work, so I'd like to know if it is working. And I will say hello to the nice people that have made it in here for the early adopters. Who have we got? Willie's in first. What about you, chum? Glad to have you aboard. Sansom is, as always, not here. So that's good to know. Excellent. Packers in. What about you, chum? Martin W., the free speech enjoyer. Glad to have you aboard. Thank you very much for turning up. Ha! The sound is sorted. Thank you, Samson. Yeah, Pakistan was muted. Yeah, it was. We had a bit of a mute way at the start, but we got it sorted. The wonderful Emma G's in. Hope all's well with you. Crystal. Oh. There is a Alabama 3 song that Monday don't mean anything to me that has a current line of Hit the Crystal, which is what that brings to mind. Not that I ever did Crystal or anything, but it was just part of the song that I listened to quite a lot at a period of my life. Strange. There you go. There's a little bit of info madness. Everybody saying hello to each other, so that's all good. This sounds good. And with that, I will do my little bit of housekeeping, of which there's very little this evening. On Sunday night, that's tomorrow, 7 p.m. with Jack, Rags and Jack. Hopefully, this means that Jack is all better and recovered and he'll be back streaming again on more eggs. And it's going to be the dog stream with the guests Toffee Woodlander and Al Mack. So that should be good. John Davison streaming on Tuesdays and Fridays at 9 p.m. What else we got? Yes, Robin from Curry's is Secure. If you want kept up to date with all the worldwide news in the world of crazy politics and shit, Robin's your girl. She's on YouTube, Facebook, Rumble, Odyssey, I don't know what else, but she's on all them platforms. Pick the one that works for you, and if you want kept up to date with that, she's your girl. And the other person that I like to give a shout out to is Mr. Dave of the Waffle House. Runs the best duck race on the internet. Had a really good run last night. Late winner, whooshed right in. Can't for life remember who it was, apart from it was not me. I don't believe it was Vincent Griffin again, but really good show. If you want to just chill out, have a laugh, Uh, there you go, 8:30 weeknights. Oh, and yes, I do have a bit of an announcement. Dave has said it live publicly on his stream, and it is going to be happening in the near future. Mr. Waffle House is coming on, and he's going to talk to us all about the Strawberry Festival, which I'm honestly really looking forward to, because as you've noticed, I like a festival. I like a cultural event. I love all about that stuff. And as much as I love showing you what's going on in these places, what doesn't show is the amount of work involved in making all of that happen. And Mr. Waffle House was part of the crew. And yes, he always says he always says he was a very small part of the crew, but the thing about it is, if the small parts of those crews don't do their job right, nothing fucking works. So it's very important what he did do, and he's going to come on and tell us all about it. I'm really looking forward to that. And yes, I really ought to give this one a shout out. There is the Packer Show featuring special guest Dangerfield on a very ad hoc basis. The streams are becoming a bit more frequent, which is good. So there is that show. You can look out for that. Check your notifications. Check the Scrubs Lifeboat, and we'll all meet up in Scrubby Land, and it's all good. And oh, I didn't get to say hello to Mr. Anglo-Saxon. What about your brother? Glad to have you here. I can tell you that the Anglo-Saxon poem, I have heard some of the first drafts, and it's sounding very good. There's still a bit of niggling and piggling and work to do on it, but it's coming along very nice, and it is going to be a song very soon. And AJ has found his way back again. What about you, chum? Glad to have you back. And yes, you were very well behaved last time, so we're all good. With that, I think that's pretty much all of the stuff. That's that's all the housekeeping and all the stuff. I'm trying to think about anything else that I wanted to talk about before we get into the meat and bones of tonight. And I don't really. Just checking. No. I think we may begin with a little musical interlude, though. Actually, no, we're not. Ha! I know what it was going to do. Yes. Just let me get this brought up. I know what I wanted to talk about. Right, 1 second. Just finding this little bit of content. Right, found out. Here's where I wanted to go. Oh, fuck. That's priceless. Anglo, to be fair, that does my heart proud. I am really joyful hearing that, because, my God, it's bad enough. It's bad enough for me whenever I write something about my traditions and my culture, because I really worry that I've not done it justice. And you can double that for whenever I'm in the Anglo was obviously in your history and stuff, and I am so very pleased that it came across. Well. Thank you. Oh fuck no! That other online thing, we will not be revisiting one that is that hard. Because that was quite a difficult one. Oh, I'd say we will probably we will probably have a reading of that. I was for a moment there. I was thinking about doing something very, very cheeky, but I'm not. I wouldn't unless Matt was here. Play some of the rushes, but no, I will not divulge the secret sauce. Now, yes. Before we get into this, tonight's subject is a guy who was executed for the crime of translating the Bible in English in order that the common people could read it. That's what he did. That was his great sin. And go on to it, whatever it is. Yep. I'm curious about how many people in the chat for now, and this is sing along with the common people. Oh, praying for the heart of a family man. Daddy's going to buy you a dream to cling to. Mama's going to love you just as much as you can. Because we're living. One moment, though. I need to get back to the fucking start of that. Water and milk from the hole in the shoe where the rain came through, but what can you do? Trying to keep your hands. Oh, fuck. Don't know. Can't remember. Right. No, we're not going to try to recite common people. I'm not going to recite anything out of the Book of Common Prayer either. Just so you know. But yes, out of the chat, put in a yes or a Y if you grew up with a Bible in your house. And then obviously no if there was no Bible in your house. Was there, when you were growing up, basically the question is, was there a Bible accessible for you to read in your house? Just out of curiosity. But also, wait, no. Dave Wallace says yes, Packers a no. One Plains a no. Willie's a yes. There's a bit of a mixed bag. Well, without the actions of the people we're going to talk about tonight, none of you would have ever read a Bible. And goes on, yes. Martin said no, his parents were not religious. See, in Catholic school, Linda, did you actually read the Bible, or did the nuns and the priests read it for you? Because I don't know about the rest of the world, but I know that in Northern Ireland, Catholics don't read the Bible. That's done for them, which is part of the whole Reformation thing. True faith indeed. Everything that's in the book, nothing that's not in the book. Yep. Oh, Anglo, I knew that. I've known that from a very long while. Oh, it would be hard to be like you without coming from a Protestant household. I'll have to email you about stuff anyway, but I need to get you sorted out with some like-minded people. All right. Okay. That was just interesting. That was just out of curiosity. and it was to give us an idea about where these actions ended up. And I'm going to start off with a poem that I wrote, which is not about the actual guy. Oh, would that be the Gideon's New Testament? That was in the hospital. That was in the hospital. Right. Yes. Poem I wrote quite a while ago. Actually, I think I wrote this in 2012, and it's called Martyrs of Faith. And we'll get this shirt. Well, he was booted from Catholic school in 5th grade. Was that because you didn't do all the things you're supposed to do to stay in Catholic school? Linda, it's not a law, but it is a charity. The Gideons are an organisation. What they do is they get New Testaments printed and they put them in hotels and hospitals and all sorts of places. So people will have something to read. Right. I'm going to share this poem, Martyr of Faith, by 42 from 2012. To the echoes of his children's voices, with a smile on his face, John Thomas Matthews Rogers was led away. His jailers may have thought him mad, confused even, as they heard him pledge to pray for the sheriff who would not pray for him. Would the spirits judge him mad or a man of faith? As the wood began to crackle around his feet, the first of 300 to burn at the behest of Bloody Mary, their crime being a Protestant. 1537, Newgate Prison, the tradition of Protestant martyrs began calmly. Contrast that with the shrill screams of the people forced into the cold waters of Loch Earn, water that would run red, with the blood of human beings, segregated neither by sex or age. I wonder, as the breeze kissed their faces, did the spirit of John Rogers welcome them when they were murdered by Catholics in 1641? Their crime being a Protestant, the tradition of Protestant martyrs continued with the bloodlust. I wonder when Private William McFadden threw himself onto a box of hand grenades, picturing the mist of the mountain before his body became red mist, did John Rogers comfort him and welcome the newest martyr on the fields of the Somme, dying beneath the French sky, with the promise that the Ulster Protestants would have their civil and religious liberty for all, be ruled by Britain? The traditions of martyrs continued in carnage. As they walked towards the police lines, with smiles on their faces, knowing their fate, barred from walking, only rode home, their crime being Protestants in Belfast, Northern Ireland. I wonder, as a breeze that lifts the standards, the spirit of John Rogers, asking that we be tolerated, that after 477 years, that tradition of Protestant martyrs can finally end. And I wrote that. I don't have a picture of it. During the flag protests, where there were a lot of people fucking prosecuted and persecuted for absolutely nothing. Gideons, that's the people. Anglo, thanks. We weren't allowed to write with the red pen either. We had to write in blue or black, and we got our corrections in red, but we weren't told it was the same. You didn't lose your immortal soul for it. Guess it was a blood oath. Right. Now, with that, I'm going to begin with an overview of the efforts to translate the Bible into English. Boom, boom, boom. Share that screen. Share that screen. Actually, I want to check this on StreamYard. Yeah, that's getting a bit of zoomage. That's going to have to do. Right. This is from the Christian Science Monitor. It was written in 26th of July 2001. I doubt any of the facts have changed since then because historical facts don't tend to change unless someone is rewriting the history. This highly detailed account of the struggle to translate the Bible into English, beginning with John Wycliffe's work in the late 14th century and carrying on the story through the King James Version of 1611, makes a fascinating, remarkable book. The work behind the translation was not easy. In fact, it was often dangerous. Early translations were made by a series of people fascinated with the idea of the adherence to truth. They didn't all agree about what the truth was, but their dedication to that concept was more important to them than their lives. Some died valiantly for the cause of translation. So these are people that started off, all they wanted to do was make sure that people could read the Bible in their own language and understand it. And the people running the shop at the time didn't like that because it removed some of their control. The existence of the text of scriptures available to the common person for study and discussion, unsupervised by the authorities to give the official meaning, let loose a force that, according to author Benson Broderick, made the Reformation inevitable. So what they're saying is, once people got to actually read all of the book for themselves, a lot of their opinions changed. Once the bias for moral authority had shifted from the official view of the church to the private judgment of citizens based on their own readings of the scriptures, people could not be counted on to back the views of the authorities automatically. And this is the beginning of where all the levers of power begin to get handed to the people and not the managerial class. I'm going to call them, for want of a better word. After Wycliffe, who died in 1384, the work of biblical translation into modern European languages did not immediately take off because it was opposed in general by the church. Barrack points out, however, that Bible translations, in fact, dominate 16th century book production, and by the end of the century, every European nation had the scriptures in its own tongue. And somebody can correct me. This is a bit I always get wrong. I believe 16th century means 1700 to 1799. Would that be correct? That's a bit that I always get a little bit confused with. Oh, John P. Adventures was in. What about you, Sean? 1500s? Right, thanks, Anglo. I always go the other way. Fucking. And whenever I see anything that's in a certain century, I'm like, oh, fuck, I'm going to be a 200 years out because I'll go the opposite direction. Thank you, Anglo. Beset by opposition and even shipwreck, Tyndale persisted in translating and promoting his Bible, opposed in England by the much praised man for all seasons, Thomas More, who even put one heretic, James Barrington, on the rack and had him whipped for, amongst other sins, owning Tyndale's translation. So just the mere fact of owning a book that was forbidden got you in severe trouble. Can we think of anything similar that happened recently? You've got the wrong book there, son, off the jail. Seems very similar. Tyndale was eventually tried for heresy in the Netherlands and convicted and executed in August 1536. All right, that makes sense. With the years. Miles Coverdale, who had worked with Tyndale, produced the first complete translation of the Bible into English in the 1530s. Now, with Henry VIII's approval, a variety of translations into English in the 16th century had wide distribution. Though after Henry's death, attempts were made to turn the nation again to Roman Catholicism, especially under Bloody Mary. But when Elizabeth I took the throne in 1558, Protestantism, through its first embattlement, became settled in the nation. So that was our first time when getting through Bloody Mary's reign was the first time when we had to endure stuff to preserve the liberties that we had won to that date. Since Elizabeth died without an heir, crown passed to James I of Scotland. He promoted and supervised the new biblical translation, the still used King James or Authorized Version of 1611. And I will say, growing up in a loyalist household in East Belfast, there only is one Bible. It's James I Version. That's it. We don't deal with any of those other ones. Bork's account of this translation is very full, spelling out in detail the nature and attitudes of the translators, the parts of the scriptures assigned to them, and some of the arguments that translation invariably caused. Although the saying is common that a camel is a horse made by a committee, those who put together King James translation produced a masterpiece and an unsurpassed model of English prose that has been embittled, relied on, and borrowed from ever since. With a vocabulary of only 8,000 words, relying heavily on those Anglo-Saxon origin, it is not aristocratic and very readable and by the common person. Anglo's me and you's going to be having a couple of emails because I think I'm finding out some stuff about Anglo-Saxons and I'm not 100% sure if I'm right. I'm going to ask you a few questions about it. Broderick also points out that although King James was a strong advocate of the view of divine right of kings, his backing this translation made that view untenable for the average person. Now, what the divine right of kings means is that you rule by the divine right of God. God put you in this position where you became king, so therefore every decision you ever made is correct and you don't need to think and struggle with it. All Protestant kings after King James, definitely from William III, ruled by the grace of God, which means that by grace God put them in this position and they must struggle with every decision and consider the benefits and negative impacts on their population. The Bible, of course, survived the turmoil of England in the 17th century, which saw the beheading of Charles I in 1649. The Puritan defender of the realm, Oliver Cromwell. Interlude, yes. The Puritan interlude, where we didn't have a king, and Oliver Cromwell stepped in as Lord Protector. Then the coronation of Charles II in 1660. Then the reign of James II, which began in 1685, in which he attempted to turn the nation back to Roman Catholicism. And then William III came striding across on his white horse. Bodrick's got to mention. Bodrick maintains that the existence of the Bible in English become a source of strength for those who did not want to give authority over to a church hierarchy any longer. And William of Orange became king in 1688 when James II was driven out of the country. Bodrick ends his account by citing the biblical influence on the creation of the United States and how the idea of individual freedom, not under any aristocracy, was a biblical right which the English Bible had given them. I would also say that William III produced documents that predate the American Bill of Rights and Constitution that look very like the American Bill of Rights and Constitution. You would nearly think that they had taken those ideas and implanted them as their own. This is an intriguing idea, but one feels it was probably more complicated than that. As precious as the Bible in English has proven to be, the English-speaking people, all their influences were also at work, including the notions of enlightenment. However, Bodrick's extremely detailed examination of translation of the Bible makes fascinating read. So basically, we've read a book report is where we're at, but hopefully that gives you an idea of the steps that we're taking to bring the Bible to the people. I'm going to cut that out, go back and have a look at the chat. Oliver Cromwell, every fucking time. Cromwell will take out McGregor from about 40 yards with a pistol. Oh yes, Bill of Rights 1689. Outlawing cruel and unusual punishment with one of its core tenets. And the other thing that came strictly very quickly after it was the end of licensing for printed material. So you no longer had to go and ask for a license to print whatever you wanted and place that wherever you wanted. And you also gained the right to say that which is repugnant to the government. Will level up a whole load of stuff in that stuff. So now, 30 minutes in, we're going to go on to the actual William Tyndale bit, which you heard a little bit about him in the second part of the stream, or the second part of that. But there's more to come. And this is coming from Encyclopedia Britannica. I'm going to scroll this down and see how large this looks on the screen. And yes, that will do. And I need a little bit of liquid. I've got to the point where the coffee is just nice cold. Oh. Before I forget, red hot tip. Nice one. Brad, I do have to get you on some night to do some poems. I'd be very interested in that. Yes, my red hot tip. Whenever you're making coffee, get this. Whenever you buy your coffee, buy yourself some drinking chocolate and go spoonful of coffee, two spoonfuls of hot chocolate, fucking transforms it into homemade maca. It's fucking excellent. Do that, people. It's my red hot tip. That's everybody says try new, exciting, and different things every now and then. Well, this is what I'm trying: homemade maca. It's a game changer. William Tyndale, born 1490 to 94. That's a long birth. In Gloucestershire, died October the 6th. Only got one death date. It's good. English biblical translator, humanist, and Protestant martyr. Tyndale was educated at the University of Oxford and became an instructor at the University of Cambridge, where in 1521 he fell in with a group of harmonious scholars, meeting at the White Horse Inn. Tyndale became, oh, by the way, would have been very common for groups of scholars, writers, musicians, whatever, to meet at any form of an inn. It was somewhere that people could go in. You could buy your beer, which was your substitute for water in those days, because it was the only type of liquid you get wasn't going to poison you. So the water was all polluted, and you had the communal heat. It was cheap, and you could sit there and you would have lots of other tables that were doing very similar things. And if your discussion got heated, well, that was just par for the course, and other tables may join in. So there you go. That's just how things were. Tyndale became convinced that the Bible alone should determine the practices and doctrines of the church, and that all believers should be able to read the Bible in their own language. Very strange to think that this was a radical thought at the time. At the idea that you should be able to read the Bible and come to your own conclusions, and it should be in your own language, because prior to this, they were all written in Latin. Because of the influence of printing and the demand for scriptures in the vernacular, William Tyndale began working on a New Testament translation directly from Greek in 1523. After church authorities in England prevented him from translating the Bible there, he went to Germany in 1524, receiving financial support from his wealthy London merchants. His New Testament translation was completed in July 1525 and printed at Cologne. Again under pressure, this time from the city authorities. Tyndale fled to Worms. Worms is becoming a very fucking interesting place. Because if you remember, whenever we were talking about Martin Luther, who was also very instrumental in the Reformation, he had to go to the Diet of Worms, and we found out that the Diet was a form of a tribunal, and Worms was a place. And just whenever you seen that Luther was sent on a Diet of Worms, I had pictures of him being fed worms, but that is not what happened. But yes, so Tyndale, he went to the same place, where two more editions were published in 1525. The first copies were smuggled into England in 1526, where they were at once prescribed. When the New Testament was finished, Tyndale began work on the Old Testament. The parchment was issued in Mühlberg in 1530. Each of the 5 books separately published and circulated. Tyndale continued to work on the Old Testament translation, but was captured in Antwerp before it was completed, so he never got it finished. Condemned for heresy. We're going to go back and look at what they have for heresy. My definition would be to state that which the authorities disagree with. but I'm going to go back and check and see what Encyclopedia Britannica actually says. He was executed by strangulation and then burned at the stake at Furtherville in 1536. Now, what's actually quite interesting about that is the method that they used to burn people at the stake was as followed. You start off with an old empty tar barrel. You put the tar barrel down. You start building the fire around it. You put a post down at the back of the tar barrel. You put the victim in the tar barrel standing up. Then you strap him with a metal strap round his waist and a rope or leather strap round his neck. And then the idea is that you can strangle the person so that they die quickly and don't take 14 hours to burn to death, as happened to some people. However, whenever Bloody Mary was on her mass candle lighting, they left that bit out, but it seems that Tyndale, he actually did get strangled before they even set lit to the fire. At the time of his death, 18,000 copies of the New Testament had been printed. However, only 2 complete volumes and fragments remain today at London's British Library. Tyndale's greatest achievement was the ability to strike a fallacious balance between the needs of scholarship, simplicity of expression, and literary gracefulness. Because whenever you're translating stuff, it really can't be easy. All in a uniform dialect. The effect was the creation of an English style of Bible translation tinged with Hebrewism that was to serve as a model for the future English versions for nearly 400 years, beginning with the King James Version of 1611. Go. Now, I want to go back and look at Hersey. Right. What they're saying is heresy is a theological doctrine or system rejected as false by ecclesiastical authority. Pretty much what I said. Only I didn't say it had to be the authority of the church. Although I would say that we are at the stage now where criticizing the government is treated pretty much similar to criticizing the church or the religion. The Greek word heres, from which heresy is derived, was originally a neutral term that signified merely the holding of a particular set of philosophical opinions. 1 second. Right, sorry about that. I had the cough. I'm going to check down through this and then go back to the chat. Right. Once appropriated by Christianity, however, the term heresy began to convey a note of disapproval. The term heresy has also been used among Jews, although they have not been as intense as not Christians, Roman Catholics. This word I've highlighted is incorrect. Although they have not been as intense as Roman Catholics in their punishments of heretics, the concept of combating of heresy has historically been less important in Buddhism, Hinduism, and Islam. Fucking murders you if you try to leave it. You fucking wankers. I know that ain't true. Yeah. I'm not believing that for a moment. yeah, that's enough of the heresy. I'm going to chop that down and go back and check the chat. Oh, I really appreciate your 42 fire play. Jimmy was streaming earlier. He's unaware of the play up of the mute option. Was he was he coughing and spluttering all over the place? Oh, yeah, it's not good. Not good. Especially if imagine somebody's listening to that jogging and all of a sudden they get that in their ears. Brad James is on it. Apostome, or I know the word, I just can't remember the fucking pronunciation of it. Apostome, but yeah, you leave Islam and they kill you for that. Islam, how we get to, for those of you that don't know, since we're talking about different religions, Islam, we keep being told, is a religion of peace. And to be fair, they do have a point, because Islam would bring you to a peaceful earth. There's one small, minor problem with it, though. The belief of Islam is that whenever all people on the earth belong to the one form of Islam, there will be total peace because everybody believes the same thing. However, in order to get to that point where everybody believes in the same version of Islam, you've got to murder all the non-believers to get there. So it's going to be a bit of a bit violent, a bit bloody, a bit head cutty offy. As the Prophet Muhammad himself did, may involve going to the next town over, beheading all the men, letting all their blood run in the dry river blades, and raping all the women in that stream, because the Prophet had a dream that the poisoned his water. But whenever we get through all of that stuff, it will come to a peaceful place. So swings and roundabouts, maybe. I'm not sure. I don't think it's very good. Nah. I think with that, we will have a quick look at the Reformation, or at least part of it. English Reformation, just yep. We're going to read a little bit about the Reformation. So I'm just going to check. Yep. Yeah, there is that. It didn't stop long. Jim is renowned for words and all audio. He moves around a lot. It's oh, I feel bad enough whenever I smoke on stream. And I'll tell you, sooner or later, you are going to get one of my mad coughing fits. When I can't just get to the muty button in time, but I try to avoid that. Right, yes. A little bit about the Reformation. And this all becomes very important in our history because the Great Britain, the England, the Scotland, the Wales, the Northern Ireland, or the Ireland for that matter, the Australia, the Canada, America, all the Commonwealth countries would be very different if it had not been for this process of the Reformation, which changed how our laws work, changed how our religion works, changed the structure, and began handing all the power to the British people. And the Church of England could and should be a fucking Death Star, but we're not driving it properly. Anyway, here we go. English Reformation began with Henry VIII of England, 1509 to 1547, and continued in stages over the rest of the 16th century. So, like every other change, this was not a go to bed one night, wake up the next morning, everything's different. This happened in little chunks, and another little chunk, and another little chunk, and didn't really cease changing until I would say 1688. The process witnessed a break away from the Catholic Church headed by the Pope in Rome. The Protestant Church of England was thus established, and the English monarch became a supreme head. For those of you that are interested, Protestant actually means Protestant. The Church of England, Anglican Church, is a Catholic church that is in protest against the Church of Rome. So it's a Protestant Catholic. And how you can tell your difference between whether you are Anglican, Protestant Catholic, or if you are pure Protestant, such as Methodist, Presbyterian, etc., is if you're a Protestant Catholic, your church will also have a Book of Common Prayer. So you'll have your Bible, which will give you the teachings, and then it'll give you your Book of Common Prayer, which will list out the different prayers that you need to use for different occasions. The very most common one being the Lord's Prayer, or if you're a Roman Catholic, the Our Father. And the other two most common ones would be the Apostles' Creed and the Nicene Creed. If you take a Lord's Prayer and the Apostles' Creed and wrap that together, that basically gives you your full Christian religion in a nice little wrapped up bow, something that you can remember and take with you anywhere. Other consequences included the dissolution of monasteries, the abolition of the Mass, the use of English language in services, and the Bible used, the replacement of altars with communion tables, and a general doing away with the more decorative and showy elements of Catholicism, both within services and within the churches themselves. So what we're moving away from is the superstitious elements of the religion and the bits that didn't come out of the Bible itself. And we're heading more towards everything that's in the book, that's where it's at. And anything that's added on, you can't add to, and you definitely cannot just come up with fucking sins on the fly because somebody's done something that pisses you off. And with that, I'm going to have a little chat in the chat. No Apostles' Creed. Oh no, mate, it's not paper shite. This is where we went away from the papes. And we'll come back to that in a second. You could say we're in a spiritual war, but the spiritual war would be more worldwide. If you're looking at Britain, I would say we're in a war between people that are on a fucking power trip and people that are trying to be agreeable. Would be my opinion. Uh, no, it's honestly, it's not more people shit. But we did break away from the papal religion and went, actually, we're not having that. So we stepped away from all of that. Edinburgh are doing the games instead of Melbourne. When they had the Commonwealth Games on the Gold Coast, I would say in 2018. It's not that long away. A lot of countries never had it. So, but I'll tell you what I do know. See, whenever they had the Commonwealth Games on the Gold Coast, they were paying the homeless people along the Gold Post. Put my teeth back in. They were paying the homeless people along the Gold Coast $500 to bugger off for 2 weeks while the games were on. No, not Apollo Creed, the Apostles' Creed. It's one of the things that you learn if you go to Church of Ireland or Church of England Sunday school. Yeah, it pisses me off what Rome did to hold on to their power. So many pious good people caught up in their stupid shit. That's exactly it. For the record, whenever we get into, oh right, sorry, Brad. Oh, I'm sorry, mate. My head's fried. I should have realized that was a joke, but it was a good one. Where the fuck was I? Yeah. For the record, whenever the kings, yes, with Islamic extremists, you are in a religious war. Might have been an idea to fight that war in a different country or not at all. And the only way out of that one is going to be with massive changes uh, in the populace. Yes, we want it. Dan spent billions on plans and bullshits. Yeah, you had Melbourne 18 years ago too. You do have nice weather and grounds. And I did actually surf whenever I was on the Gold Coast. Uh, and by surf, I mean I managed to stand up on a surfboard that was heading towards the shore. I had no ability to steer the fucker, and I jumped off whenever we got very close to the beach. Nice one, Anglo. Have you smashed the lights, folks? Smashing the car park? You haven't. Perfect. I love it. Right. Yep. The other thing that they did was they closed down the monasteries because they weren't in use. Usually the English language in the services. So your minister was now going to speak in your proper language and done away with all the decorative stuff, the superstition. The majority of people went along with the change. The rich, because of the wealth they gained from the stripped down church, say they didn't actually get the money from the church. What happened was they no longer had to pay the church for everything, including the souls of their dead relatives. If it doesn't mention purgatory, I will get on that. And for the commoners, because they deferred to the authorities and the impositions of fines for not toeing the line and not attending the Anglican Church. Yes, the Anglican Church, if you didn't attend, they might fine you if you were rich enough. And that's if you failed to go twice a year. The Roman Catholic Church, they burnt you at the stake. Not quite like for like. The Anglican churches became known. There were two objections from both Catholics and more radical Protestants, such as several Puritan groups, who would go their own way and establish their own churches, which adhered more closely to the thoughts expounded by such reformers as John Calvin. And with that, how far went? No, mate, definitely not. And what I will say is, the great thing about the Gold Coast was you walked into that ocean, and fuck me, it was like a cool bath. Not this fucking where the frigs of my feet just disappeared to shit you get whenever you're surfing off Castle Rock with ice coming straight from Newfoundland. Well, we've been at war with Islam since Islam began. If that makes more sense, because we've been here a lot longer in Islam. I'm taking a guess. It's someone that's very, very good at surfing, but nobody knows. That was my guess. And with that, I think we will have a little bit of a musical interlude. And I think we're going to have a sea shanty of some sort. Yes, we're going to have a sea shanty. Not the Wellerman. Not the Wellerman. Hold on. Right, here we go. We've got a Dreadnoughts version of Old Maui. Percent share screen.
"'Tis a damn tough life, full of toil and strife, we whalermen undergo. And we don't give a damn when the day is done, how hard the winds did blow. 'Cause we're homeward bound from the Arctic around, with a good ship taut and free. And we don't give a damn when we drink our rum with the girls of old Maui. Rolling down to old Maui, me boys, rolling down to old Maui. We're homeward bound from the Arctic around, rolling down to old Maui. Once more we sail with a northerly gale towards our island home. Our mainmast sprung, our whaling done, and we ain't got far to roam. 6 hellish months we passed away on the cold Kamchatka Sea. But now we're bound from the Arctic around, rolling down to old Maui. Rolling down to old Maui, me boys, rolling down to old Maui. We're homeward bound from the Arctic around, rolling down to old Maui. Once more we sail with a northerly gale to the ice and wind and rain. Them coconut fronds, them tropical lands we soon shall see again. Our stunsail's bones is carried away, what care we for that sound? A living gale is after us, thank God we're homeward bound. Rolling down to old Maui, me boys, rolling down to old Maui. We're homeward bound from the Arctic around, rolling down to old Maui. How soft the breeze through the island trees, now the ice is far astern. Them native maids, them tropical glades is awaiting our return. Even now their big brown eyes look out, hoping some fine day to see. Our baggy sails running for the gales, rolling down to old Maui. Rolling down to old Maui, me boys, rolling down to old Maui. We're homeward bound from the Arctic around, rolling down to old Maui. Rolling down to old Maui, me boys, rolling down to old Maui. We're homeward bound from the Arctic around, rolling down to old Maui.
Maui is a small island off Hawaii, is where it is. And yes, it is very stirring. And while I was listening to that, now, tell me this. Remember that tune and whatnot? Is it very similar to this, or am I wrong? I'm not talking about the words. I'm talking about the structure, the tune. It seemed to me to be very similar whenever I was listening to it. And I thought I would ask you as well.
When there's nothing left but the fire in my chest and the air that fills my lungs, I'll hold my tears and trade my ears for a glimpse at kingdom come. On the other side of misery, there's a world we long to see. The strife we share will take us there to relief and sovereignty. Oh, my God, we'll have our home again. My God, we'll have our home. By blood or sweat, we'll get there yet. By God, we'll have our home. In our own towns, we're foreigners now. Our names are spat and cursed. The headline smack of another attack, not the last and not the worst. Oh, my fathers, they look down on me. I wonder what they feel to see their noble sons driven down beneath a coward's heel.
Oh my God, we'll have our home again. My God, we'll have our home. By blood or sweat, we'll get there yet. My God, we'll have our home.
The road is dark, the way is lost. My eyes, they strain to see. I struggle forth to find a friend to light the way for me. Oh, brothers, can you hear my voice, or am I all alone? If there's no fire to guide my way, then I will start my own.
Oh my God, we'll have our home again. My God, we'll have our home. By blood or sweat, we'll get there yet. By God, we'll have our home. Oh my God, we'll have our home again. By God, we'll have our home. By blood or sweat, we'll get there yet. By God, we'll have our home.
Right. Hold on. Sudden tangent. I got questions for you people, particularly if you're England. And I agree with you, Martin. England for the English. Definitely. 100% on board. But I got a question for you. See, whenever you are out, or whenever you have house parties, does after a certain stage it turn into a sing song where you all like sing songs? And what, if any, are your patriotic English songs that you sing? I'm going to give us I'll try to waffle. I'm not really good at it. This is where you need to fucking channel your inner Dave, because I want to wait for a couple of answers, or hopefully a answer. Basically, what I'm asking is, if a whole bunch of my people get together, before long, we're singing our traditional songs. Jerusalem's not going to get you to where I'm talking about. Often it's associated with war, but you seem to be, I don't know, and please take this that there'll always be in England that I haven't heard. Well, I have heard there'll always be an Ulster, and Ulster is free. Possibly that same song. I'm going to look that up. One momento. There'll always be in England. By Vera Lynn. Right. I'm going to play this. Oh, after the advertisements. Oh, more advertisements. Fucking double advertisements. Right. This is from World War II and Vera Lynn. That's it. Oh, yeah. Can you please tell me how you get from World War II to the creation of your country. Oh, don't get me wrong, I'm not knocking these songs, and I'm going to actually play this one, and I think it's a good song. But yeah, which brings us to World War II. Right, I'm going to play There'll Always Be in England. Then I'm going to find one that I would sing at parties, and we're going to compare and contrast one momento, because then while this one's playing, I can find the next one. There'll Always Be in England with Dame Vera Lynn.
I give you a toast, ladies and gentlemen. I give you a toast, ladies and gentlemen. May this fair land we love so well in dignity and freedom dwell. Though worlds may change and go awry, while there is still one voice to cry, there'll always be an England while there's a country lane. Wherever there's a cottage small beside a field of grain, there'll always be an England while there's a busy street. Wherever there's a turning wheel, a million marching feet. Red, white, and blue, what does it mean to you? Surely you're proud, shout it aloud, Britain's awake. The Empire too, we can depend on you. Freedom remains, these are the chains nothing can break. There'll always be an England, and England shall be free. If England means as much to you as England means to me.
What does it mean to you? Surely you're proud, shout it aloud, Britain's away. The Empire too, we can depend on you. Freedom remains, these are the chains nothing can break. There'll always be an England, and England shall be free. If England means as much to you as England means to me.
Okay, that is actually
Win a chance
Oh, hold
to
on,
treble
hold on,
your
hold on.
cash.
Stop that. Let's took out the wrong fucking stream. Not the stream, the wrong thing. And that. Oh no, hold on. I can take it out. I can go on you and I can use this. Right. Martin, that does sound excellent. English Village, Cricket in the Green, Cold Pints, all sounds fucking lovely. And that song is nice. It is patriotic. My one question that does actually fit the bill. Apart from there's nothing in it about battering your enemies, and you don't really always have to have that. Cucumber sandwich. But it's not quite. Here's my curiosity. I found a leave my country. Right. How many of you have in public settings with friends or whatever sung any of these songs in the last year? And I'm not trying to pick on anybody. I'm curious. I'm trying to figure out things about what it's like in England. Like, would you hear these songs in your local pub or whatever? I was watching a local game nearby recently. You know they invented footy to keep fit over the winter and play cricket in the summer. That's exactly right. They did for the fitness. All right. Here's one of the tunes that I would hear sang very regularly. Have a listen to this one.
An army to oppose. So off to France our boys were sent, and Carson he did say, go take our sons and tell the Huns that we are on our way. In 1912, England and so Lord Carson he did raise an army to oppose. So off to France our boys were sent, and Carson he did say, go take our sons and tell the Huns that we are on our. Let's see, singing it. We're coming, we're coming, we're coming down the road. We're the first battalion Union. So how far have we now come? How far have we to go? And those we thought who were our friends now stand beside us both. So take you heed, the price is high, and you will have to pay. So listen now, my words only are on. Let's hear you singing it. We're coming, we're coming, we're coming down the road. We're the first battalion Union. We're coming down the road. We're coming, we're coming, we are coming down the road. We're the volunteers of the Union.
Yeah.
We're coming, we're coming, we are coming down the road. We're the first battalion Union. We're coming down the road. We're coming, we're coming, we are coming down the road. We're the volunteers of the Union. road. With the volunteers of the Union, we're coming down the road.
If you look up Anglo, if you look up on YouTube, Lisa from East Belfast or Lisa from Battalion sings all the Loyalist songs, and she is good. That was from the Centenary Act, but that song goes to the creation of Northern Ireland and states that while we created an army to stay British then, we've also still got that army waiting in the wings for anybody that tries to remove our nationality. What my curiosity is, where's England's version of that? Because it should have one. And I'm not saying this to get at anybody. I'm more curious about the condition and the state of the country, what you do, what you don't do, basically where you're at. I've got to know quite a lot of yous from over the last couple of years. I'm curious. It's strange because while Belfast, Birmingham, and Bolton, and I can't think of Welsh cities beginning with B or Scottish ones. But we were not always. This is where see the diversion. The diversion happened in the 1800s, early 1800s, long before you, your parents, your grandparents, or anybody was born. Yeah, it's a very fucking sticky wicket. And to be totally honest with you, where my thinking is at the minute is you have a whole bunch of patriotic English people, patriotic Scottish people, patriotic Welsh people, and Canadians and Australians and from all over the place. I'm not saying these people are not patriotic, but what I'm saying is their natural outlet for that has been removed, and the ways they've went about it have been removed. And yeah, but I think part one of any solution has to be putting it back on its track. I don't see, to me, getting unified patriotic English people, Scottish people, Welsh people, and getting them to interact and actually have the Scots and Brums and Welsh have their own film sounding language. Oh fuck! Don't get me in yet. Fuck knows what language the Scots are speaking. We've bastardized the term Gaelic and Celtic and intermixed those. The Welsh seem to have had a solid language. It was unified in Wales. The Scots were similar to Ireland in that, and England for that matter, where there was a bunch of dialects scattered across with different people. Martin, I get that, but you've lost your traditions about 1840. Your traditions were gone for about 100 years before that mass immigration started. When the hunters, speaking of sticky words, my English brothers exported and your lot beat us. Well, here's what happened. They do indeed. Although they can never really explain where they came from. It's all very weird. Yeah, Cromwell has, he needs the answer for the free speech that he got us. The right to say that which is repugnant to the government. A representative democracy. He does. He's a lot to answer for. Yeah, the corns align themselves with basques. Yes, you do. And I would also be thinking about getting as much of what you can listed while you can. Hmm. Oh. But see if we were on see if we were still on Cromwell's laws. A lot of the if we still had Cromwell laws, the only people in any position of power would have to be a white Protestant. You know, if we had Cromwell's rules, but apparently we don't anymore. Oh, where were apparently they burnt the sticky bits and kept the ashes. Yep. Oh, there's the other thing. It turns out that what we did was we dropped a whole load of people off somewhere with loads of snakes and crocodiles and fucking eagles and all sorts of wild beasts. And now their reactions have got quicker than a beat as a cricket. That seems to be what happened. I don't know if those things are all connected, interconnected or not. I really don't know. Right. Let's see. Have I anything else? They did indeed. And the love of Vegemite sandwich. Right. Nah. Right. Before we go any further, any questions on translation of the Bible, how we got to actually read it, or any of that type of stuff? Are we happy enough in that, or is there anything anybody wants clarified or talked about? Because I'm informed for just having a bit of a concert if no questions come through, and I feel something funny coming on. Yep, I do definitely feel something funny coming on. All right. Here we go. Funny music. I'm honestly not sure which Bible which form of the New Testament the Gideons used. It's not a Bible that they put in. I believe it's just a New Testament, although that could have changed. Oh, Sheila, thank you very much, and I hope you enjoy it. And thank you for jumping in, for coming along. With that, we're going to have I don't have any cat memes at the minute, but while I play this, I'll see what I can do with. I'll see what I can actually come up with.
The devil went to Jamaica. He was looking to sell some weed. He was doing fine. They were standing in line. It was excellent weed indeed. When he came across this young man who was likewise peddling pot, and the devil slid down the beach to the kid and said, "Boy, let me tell you what. I guess you kind of figured I'm a reefer head, of course. And after all this time, I guess that I'm a connoisseur of sorts. Now, your stuff smells okay, but this could tranquilize a horse. I'll bet $1 million in cash against your stash because I think mine's better than yours." The boy said, "My name's Johnny, and you ain't smoked nothing yet. One hit of this grass will kick your ass. You got yourself a bet. Johnny, roll a ball of hash and make sure it's the bomb, because the devil's got the kind of stuff they smoked in Vietnam. You'll get $1 million smackaroos in cash if you can cope, but if you can't, the devil will get your dope." The devil packed a bong with a little Acapulco gold, and resin flew from his fingertips as he fired up his bowl. He filled that chamber all the way, and he took a mighty hit. As they passed it back and forth, it gave them both a coughing fit. Damn. When the bowl was finished, Johnny said, "Hey man, that stuff was great, but fill your lungs with some of this and prepare to vegetate. Cannabis sativa, sweet Mary Jane. The devil's in the backyard frying his brain. Zigzag filled with a diggity dank. Hold on tight, it'll hit you like a tank." The devil nodded off because he knew that he was stoned, and he asked if he could buy an ounce of the stuff that Johnny owned. Johnny said, "Devil, just come on back if you ever want to catch a buzz. I done told you once, you son of a bitch, mine's the best there ever was." And they fired up doobies one by one. Ain't it gonna stop till the bag is done. Green as a bullfrog, sticky as glue. Granny, do you get high? Yes, I do.
Yeah, it seems to come to that stage where I'm just playing fucking songs, but that's how it's going at the moment, because that's what I feel like doing. I'm like, here we go.
Field, they're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats, they're eating the pets of the people that live there. They're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats, they're eating the pets of the people that live there.
People of Springfield, please don't eat my cats. Why would you do that? Eat something else. People of Springfield, please don't eat my dog. Here's a catalog of other things to eat.
They're eating the dogs.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
They're eating the cats.
Meow, 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 meow.
They're eating the pets of the people that live there. of the people that live there. They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. They're eating the dogs. Whoa, 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 whoa. They're eating the cats. Meow, 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 meow. They're eating the pets of the people that live there. They're eating the dogs. Whoa, 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 whoa. They're eating the cats. Meow, 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 meow. They're eating the pets of the people that live there. In Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there. And this is what's happening in our country.
That dog looks very unimpressed. There you go. What time is it? Silly fuckers take hot dogs too literally. It's fucking mad, mate. It is mad. Right. Let's see. So anything else we need to talk about? We've done pretty much the Reformation. It looked very, very, yeah. It wasn't sure about what was going on. Really don't like what was going on. With that, it's 12:15. I think at this point I'm going to do a double outro and then bugger off for the evening. Yep. Here we go. We're into outro land, and I think we are going to go with if we can get this to play, because we've been having a bit of issues, a bit of 42-1, and we're going to double it. We're going to double outro this, provided this works. We should have the ballad of ballad. We'll put your comments up on the screen. If it decides it's going to work, please work. The device is having problems with that. What the fuck? Oh, no, hold on. Cancel that. Close that. Close that. Video file. I might have to.
Gets darker. The deeper you go down.
The path of the righteous man is beset on all sides by the iniquities of the selfish and the tyranny of evil men. Blessed is he who in the name of charity and goodwill shepherds the weak through the valley of darkness, for he is truly his brother's keeper and the finder of lost children. And the finder of lost children.
You will need a light to guide you, and an angel to walk beside you. I dare you to go down. You want to know the truth, don't you?
I find the evil and the greedy under every turn of rock, where I spit out the truth, the establishment mock. From all sides, I watch the opposition grow, trying to terminate the information flow. But the good book reminds me that I am blessed, protected and guided during every quest. In the valley of darkness, my way is clear. I carry a big stick and I show no fear. So prepare yourself for eternal damnation. In your nest of vipers I found my vocation. Are we so deaf that we cannot hear the screams of the children? Are we so blind that we cannot see? We are living in the depths of depravity. Are we so inept we let monsters roam, fueled on power and adrenochrome? Are we so weak we cannot fight back, beholden to our masters? Of the righteous man is beset on all sides by the iniquities of the selfish and the tyranny of evil men. But blessed is he who in the name of charity or goodwill shepherds the weak through the valley of darkness. For he is truly his brother's keeper and the finder of lost children. The finder of lost children. The righteous man is beset on all sides by the iniquities of the selfish and the tyranny of evil men. But blessed is he who in the name of charity or goodwill shepherds the weak through the valley of darkness. For he is truly his brother's keeper and the finder of lost children. The finder of lost children. The rabbit hole. I dare you to go down. Fuck on mute. Interesting factoid. We had made the song, made the video. Al Mac had said to me, right, this was the concept. Well, and I come up with the idea of putting the Pulp Fiction stuff into it. Path of the righteous man was beset on all sides by the iniquities of the greedy and the tyrannies of selfish men. Blah, blah. Then when I was making the video, I was going to have like a finger on the Bible, reading that, following through. And that's whenever I looked up the Bible verse and found out it's not fucking in there. That's right. Pulp Fiction made that whole fucking thing up. The only bit that's in it is the last line about furious anger, which isn't in this video. So there you go. Even 42 can get caught out. But I do still think that it has the requisite. Oh! I am hurt. I am hurt. We'll be able to see the Anglo-Saxon video next week, and 42 put his finger out. The problem is he's probably true. Like what I've got there, I could possibly use that as the final version, but there might be a few more edits we're going to do, Al, and with the get. Oh, well, that would require 42 to pull his finger out and get Emma G into the recording studio, because we might have a little bit of an audition for that. Yes, you've heard it here. There is a possibility Emma G might feature on the Brad. What we're going to do is did you send me an email, or did I find you on Scrubs Lifeboat? We will definitely get that organized, mate. Definitely. Yes, so there may be some Emma G put into the Anglo-Saxon poem, where it's all still in flux, and whenever it comes out, it's going to be great. And for the record, yeah, it was Scrubs Lifeboat. Oh, get in touch with me, mate. Definitely we'll get that sorted out. I'll tell you what I do know. I have no fucking clue how I'm going to video this one, Al, as yet, but we'll get there. We always do. And with that, right. Do you want to hear the funny bit? Emma was down this evening, and it was actually whenever I was taking her back up home that I gave her the good news about her possibly being involved in this. She is for it. We'll just have to see when we can make that all work, but we'll get there. Yeah, I know. I know, that's my department. Don't worry, we'll get there. We'll figure it out. We'll be good. Right, harmony, melody, and rhyme, or eat the bugs. What do you want, people? While we're waiting for answers to come in on that one, Brad, definitely, I would really like that. And we'll see if we can get other people on to read as well. Al's in with bugs. Angle's in with bugs. Yep. It is unanimous. And hopefully coming up now. For some unknown reason, from I put the new operating system in, sharing video files has become more problematic than it previously was, but we will get that through. Come on. Come on, listen.
42 speaking. Welcome to the Resistance.
Oh shit, man. Eat the bugs? You got me wrong. You got me so wrong. You ever seen a cave drawing of somebody with a spear hunting a mosquito? Well, me either. We meet and we have choices. You cook the hedgehog right, it tastes like chicken. Fucking chicken. I ain't eating your bugs. I ain't eating your bugs. I started off with nothing and I'm never going back. I'm not getting on your progressive track. With Agenda 2030, I refuse to engage. I can see where it is going and it's just another cage. I've got hedgehog, I've got rabbit, I've got wild hog. Fuck it, I could even move to Alaska and get me a nice caribou. Fuck it, I'm not eating your bugs. They're trying to take away what I fought so hard to get, so I'm going to say no to your cattle cause, right? Eat the bugs, live in some communal pod with no fucking privacy, own nothing and be happy. I've seen the people with nothing and they don't look happy. Eat the bugs, live in some communal pod with no fucking privacy, own nothing and be happy. I'm not eating your bugs. Fuck it. Fuck it. I'm not eating your bugs. Fuck it. I'm not eating your bugs. Fuck it. Fuck it. Oh shit, man, you got me wrong. You got me so fucking wrong. There are millions of us in the UK, billions worldwide, unvaccinated, striding out into our third winter of death with not a care in the world. Eating pig, eating cow, eating chicken, and we will not conform. Fuck it, I'm not eating your bugs. Hey, Klaus Schwab, this is 42, and I want the word with you. Motherfucker!
This is the fourth industrial revolution. We have a window of opportunity for the great reset. Technology is a critical weapon. History is truly at a turning point. We can shape a better world, and we will reglobalize to make it a better place. So will all learn, and so will be happy, and so will eat the bugs.
Why you got me talking? Why are the United Nations in charge of Stonehenge? Keeping me away from the stones? That's not world heritage, that's British heritage. You're getting to a point where the people just want to be left alone going to get involved. Tell me again, why is the United Nations running Stonehenge? Fuck it. Stonehenge museum's a fucking Perry Mountain Range now all owned by UNESCO, so you and I can never go. Fuck your 15-minute cities and your Internet of Things. We are going back to nature, see what that life brings. We had a good look at the bombing you did, so we hook up with the Woodlander and take our shit off grid. Fuck it. We hook up with the Woodlander and take our shit off grid. Fuck it. We'll hook up with the Woodlander and take our shit off grid.
This is 42 speaking. Welcome to the Resistance.
Fuck it. fucking boomer. I meant to put all Mac's comment up on the screen and I had to fucking remove it instead. Oh, fuck, it's gone. Right. Okay. Okay, people. I have been 42. This has been brilliant. You lot in the chat have, as always, been fucking amazing. Thank you. Good night. God bless. See you all next week. I'm out of here. Goodbye.